If you're hearing my voice, that means my video upload finally worked. YouTube be special sometimes. I can go days with posting, no problems. And then sometimes I come to post and I be having upload issues. I recorded some parts of this video since Sunday, so I apologize that I'm late, but I did attempt to upload on the same night but was having issues, but I'm here. Better late than never. I recorded this video and looked up and it was almost an hour long, so I decided to split it into two parts. This part, we're going to focus on the alleged friend that called Milo and what she had to say and her clapping back on social media, and then a few things from the episode. Part 2 is going to focus on Milo clapping back, Eva's husband joining into the conversation and clapping back, and also Eva joining in and I didn't want to make such a long video, so this one is also long. It's over 20 minutes, but that's better than an hour. So this is part 1, and I'm going to upload part 2 shortly, but I also have another video coming in between that, so just wanted you guys to know. Let's go ahead and get into this video. What's up, my Vina love? Sis Miss Vina D coming to you all from Vina Team News. I promise I have other content coming, but since we're on the topic of the Real Housewives of Atlanta and the video I did on Kenya Moore in Brooklyn, I figured I'd just go ahead and do the review because I promised in that video before moving on to different topics. So I first wanted to say congratulations to Kandi Burruss, Kandi and her husband Todd Tucker. Of course, their second location has been open for a while, but they showed the whole, airing of it and how beautiful it looked and all of that on the show last night. And this is what Kandi had to say about everyone coming out. And she posted these pictures right here. And this was a caption. This was when everybody seemed to be cool and getting along and all of that. So for the people in the comments who were like, oh my gosh, you guys are all in a picture together, it's obvious. And this was shot months ago, but things have changed, okay? So let's see. I'm going to focus on Eva, because Eva, basically the past 2 episodes, it's been all about her, and I just want to focus on her. But I do want to quickly just put in there the part with Gregg and Nene having a conversation, with Nene saying that Gregg is mean to her, and there are times where she wants to leave, she wants to separate, she wants a divorce, and all of these things. Gregg, according to Nene, Gregg kicked cancer, and that he's doing great, and that he's going to have a major announcement in a few weeks. So that's good to hear, but you can clearly see if you watch the episode that he was losing more weight. He could barely talk, and you can see that he was really struggling and trying to even sit and have a conversation and talk to her. And he was just saying, I didn't ask for cancer. I don't even know what's going on with me. I look in the mirror sometimes and I draw a blank. So I apologize if I'm snapping at you or sometimes I'm mean to you. I want you to know that if I'm ever mean to you, it's never intentional, And Nene been complaining about how Gregg used to pay all the bills. She just bring the money in now, but Gregg pay all the bills. And she was complaining about things like they have DirecTV, and DirecTV got disconnected because she didn't pay it, because she don't know where to call and pay the bill. So when the number came across the screen, that's how she knew they had DirecTV. She didn't even know who to call to mow the lawn or pay the light bill. I'm like, Nene, come on. Those are not things you should be complaining about. Don't you have an assistant? Even without an assistant, I understand Gregg probably spoiled her. If you watch the episode where she was doing the whole comedy show, like he was the one like running everything behind the scenes. So I understand, but I'm wishing them well, okay? And then of course Porsha planning her gender reveal. Not too much to say about that. Talking to her fiance, and you could see the hesitation in his face. I'm not saying he doesn't love Porsha. It looks like financially it's just too much back to back, but I'm sure they will be okay. I don't count people's pockets. I'm sure they will be great. Porsha already bought a house, and Porsha needs to get into the habit of saying our, because she's talking about, she's calling him her husband on the show already, and he's in the space where he's trying to find a our house, because that's the house the ex-boyfriend came to and all of those things, and he wanted to find our house. But in Porsha's mind, I bought this big house because I always knew that one day I would be married, I would start a big family. So why can't you just move in the house with me and we just live happily ever after, because he wants to live in the city. His club and businesses are in the city. She works in the city, and it takes forever, especially with traffic. Now add a kid on top of that just to go to work. So he's saying, why, if we got the money to get a nice house in the city or a nice condo or whatever, and we can just, it takes a few minutes to get to work, why would I want to live all the way in Duluth where I have to go through hours of traffic just to get to where I need to get to? And trust me, I live in Georgia. I am very familiar with Duluth. Trina Braxton Bar Chicks is right there in Duluth. You go down the street, go past a few lights. Nene Leak store is over there. Dr. Jackie, Dr. Heavenly, and Dr. Simone, all of their businesses and practice are in Duluth. One of my businesses is in Duluth. I'm very familiar with the area more. So I know all about the traffic. Okay, so Duluth is very nice and is booming. Love Duluth. And then the back-to-back, the engagement, the elaborate proposal. Okay, then the child is coming. Then you have to pay for a gender reveal. Then you got to pay for a baby shower. Then you have to plan a wedding. You could see that he was just overwhelmed, but they're still smiling. Everything still looks good, so I'm sure they will overcome whatever they need to overcome. All right, and then different day. Let's get to the whole Eva situation. So basically, Eva revealed that in as much as her wedding looks beautiful on camera, behind the scenes there were a lot of mess going on. There were some of her bridesmaids that just was upset with her in situations that happened. They just felt like she didn't have things in place. She didn't have little things that they needed. There was one scene where the girls were screaming back to her that they didn't even have water to drink, and they were going to find water. It's like you're coming, to a wedding, and they were just expecting this royal treatment, and I guess they were not getting that. That's just what it looked like. Then there was another girl who she claimed was her best friend that she said that tried to punch her wedding planner, and it was just a big mess behind the scene. Now, this is where social media comes in. There's a bridesmaid going around, right, talking to Marlo and spreading lies, right? According to Eva, her credit is bad. She's renting. She's going from house to house and just putting all her business out there and all of these things. Now, Eva said that because of a situation with her ex, her daughter's father, they move from place to place and jump around because of that. And people are like, you're married, you have a husband. And we understand he's a public figure. He's not going to be going around here fighting. But buy a house, live there with your family, and let your man be a man and protect you. Why you move? That's what social media is saying, not me. Why you moving around and doing all of these things? So that's one. Now, Eva's man of honor, Terrell Mullen, wrote, "For all those that wondering, this is the bump B word that decided to trash my cousin, Eva Marcille, after sleeping on her couch in Los Angeles for 2 bleeping years for free. Ladies and gentlemen, Sinita," he tagged her. "I never cared for her. Told my cousin years ago, she's definitely catching hints. We are from the streets." Now, I don't know if he's going to send girls over there. You don't threaten people, period. And you are a man. You don't talk to my Braxton. I want to text, but I'm scared. But I'm Baltimore. Pull up. Ready, though. Eva responded, "Girl, they out here trying it." Why people always do that? "I'm from New York, man. I'm from this." Like, sit down. You from nowhere. You can be from whatever and still get knocked out. I'm not saying that's going to happen to Taylor. It's just funny when people say that. So to that, Sinita responded that she basically slept in Eva's house to help take care of her daughter. Everyone knows that. While it was at her house, remember I owned a 7-room, 5-bedroom house with an elevator she used to film Real Housewives of Atlanta in. And also the house her and her husband lived in was rented by my family as well. Know who's the bum? Oh, by the way, did she tell you about the utilities that are not paid as of yet? How they ran up bills in a senior citizen name? Haven't paid them yet. Family is filing suit in the morning. Now that's a bum. Ooh, child, the tea. Tara responded, Senita, girl, stop. Trying it, girl. Help. She def had enough help from her family. She didn't and don't need you, love. You care to remember that. She bought your bleep cigarettes on a daily and also paid me several times to do your bleeping hair. Don't think she would have been living in that kind of expensive condo if she need help with bills and all that pumpkin. Well, he didn't deny that she's living in the family house. Well, was living. And then he responded, and wasn't you just laid up at, and he tagged EJ. Couch? No, not Magic Johnson's son, a different EJ. He's a stylist to Chris Brown. I'm not sure if he's still styling for Chris Brown, but Couch last week for months, girl. Miss Thing, you're going to need a good travel pillow. He continues, Senita, don't post the lease. Let me see that house you keep claiming. That's the real receipt. Well, she posted a house, and it matched the house that Eva was in on the Real Housewives of Atlanta. So she came with receipts. Listen, but what Senita is saying, the reason why she's defending herself, she's saying that Eva was the one who blew the cover on the show by saying her name on national television. She said it wasn't her on the phone with Marlo and that she didn't say or do anything. But Eva decided to put her name in it, and all she's doing is defending herself. So I want you to remember, this girl, I was all on her page, did not post anything about Eva on social media, period, until after the episode. So she have a point. She's saying she wasn't on the phone with Marlo. Okay, that wasn't her words. Disguise or not, it wasn't her. And she doesn't, talk that way. And she did not speak to Marlo, period. So all she's doing in retaliation is defending herself because of what Eva did. At first, she was saying my bridesmaid, but then she went ahead and said a name. So I don't blame the girl for defending herself. Like she said on the show, she is renting. There's nothing wrong with renting. But if she's renting and moving from place to place and doing all of these things, trying to, hide from, her ex and all of the restraining orders and things she's going through, then she definitely needs the Real Housewives of Atlanta check. Yes, Eva been doing her thing for years, but that check is beautiful. She's not going to front on that. No one's going to front on that. That's an amazing income to have. So she is not going to sit back and watch her peach get snatched. This is an amazing opportunity, okay, to pick up your entire life and move to Atlanta and to end up on one of the top rated shows in Atlanta. That's an awesome career move. And she's not going to sit back and watch that slip away. So right here, she knew exactly what she was doing by reacting the way that she did and saying this girl name, because now she have a storyline for next season. They're going to want to revisit it. What happened? Did the girl file a lawsuit? Did they repair their friendship? Did she move? Did she buy a house, or is she still renting? So, she just secured her spot and secured her bag. So Eva knew exactly what she was doing, so she's not innocent in all of this. Now, Senita kept responding, and unpaid bills, okay? Even if you were mad at your friend, for whatever reason, because obviously it's more to it that we don't know about, why go to Marlo? How come you couldn't just go straight to Eva and talk with her? Senita responded, never went to Marlo. I haven't spoken until now. Do you see that? She never went to Marlo and did not say anything until now. Okay, so I'm not taking sides because it's a lot of things, personal things being spilled in the comments and all of that for someone to be a so-called best friend, for that to happen. But I also want to play fair. So let me break it down this way for you guys to understand why that happened. Okay, so according to Eva's cousin, this girl slept on Eva's couch for 2 years, okay? According to the girl, she didn't sleep on Eva's couch for 2 years because she wanted to. Eva needed help with her daughter. All right, so the way I see it, even though Eva is now married, she claims she's been with Michael for 5 years, okay? They had a long distance relationship and all of that. Even with a man in the household plus her, she still feels unsafe. She's still moving around. So I can only imagine her being a single woman in California if she claims that her ex is this dangerous. I'm sure she was nervous to be alone. So now she needed steps in. She's the best friend, but she's also the babysitter. Now Eva wants to go to auditions and all of these things she's doing. She has someone there to be a support system. Fast forward, Eva moved to Atlanta. This best friend offers her family home for Eva to film in, for Eva to live in. Eva packed up her things and leave a large bill without paying it, allegedly. The utility bills, okay? Not paying, allegedly. She moves on. Trouble happens at her wedding. Someone else picked up the phone and called Marlo. But then Eva goes on national television and say your name, say her name, even though she's saying it wasn't her. She didn't talk to Marlo. She didn't do anything. So just think about where her anger is coming from. Oh, so I'm a successful stylist who's been in the business for years. She's been doing so well that I showed you guys she, dressed Lil' Kim for the Baby Fat show. You know how old Baby Fat is? Comarelli is trying to bring it back. Exactly. The girl is not just someone who's in Eva's wedding. As far as her career goes, she's a big deal. She's a stylist. She's out here styling Tiana Taylor. She styled Mario. OMG, when Paper Magazine posts the very first Baby Fat show and It's Your Work, it's great to see Kamara Lee Simmons bring this back. I must say that show did a lot for me. Look at Karrueche, love you. You killed it. Another one with Tyra Banks. Back in the day when I was fashion director, fashion stylist, giving tastefully artistic, sexy fashion kingdom. And this is with Tyra Banks and Maya and all of these different people. All right, so I'm not taking her side. I'm just saying the girl is just like, listen, ain't nobody need a Eva. And because of my journey in the industry and how well I've done, that's the reason why my family is able to own a 7-room home in Atlanta that you were filming in. You understand what I'm saying? Karrueche Tran, she dressed her. So the girl working with HBO, I can go on and on her page. This is her styling Eva for the BET Awards. So you're a successful stylist. You meet someone, okay, you guys become best friends. You were the babysitter. Then you open your family home, allow her to film in your family home, allow her and her new husband to live in your family home. She leaves your family home with a large bill, okay? And then goes on national television and say your name. Even though through all of this, you have not bashed on social media, no post about nothing. So now you're watching this episode and you see your name being slandered, that you called Marlo, even though you didn't call Marlo. So of course now she's snapping. Oh, okay, you want to slander me and think you're going to get away with that? I'm going to give it to you right back. Am I saying it was right? No, but she's simply just defending herself. Oh, I'm a bum now, but you living in my family's 7-bedroom house. I'm a bum now, but I babysat your child. I'm a bum now, but I allow you to fake it and allow the crew to film in my family house. I'm a bum now, but I open my doors for you and your new husband, who's supposed to be the provider and buy you a house. I open my doors for you guys to rent from my family home, but I'm a bum. So that's why this girl snapped and doing this. I'm not saying she was in the right, but when you have a name to stand on behind the scenes and you have clients and things like that, you are not just going to sit back and be quiet watching someone slander your name. So that's what Eva said she was doing. Eva said, you are not going to go around and slander me and think you're going to stay anonymous. That's what she said on Dish Nation, because she's there filling in for Porsha right now. So she said the girl name, and she would keep saying her name because she wants everyone to know. And the girl fired right back. The only sad. So this person responded, Eva is a first-class trash and liar. If you don't speak up, I will. Eva used Nita's house to film Real Housewives of Atlanta, and the house her and her husband lived in was rented by his family member. Facts. The girl says she's only responding to defend herself because Eva said her name on national television. Okay, and even allowed the show to use a clip of the girl meeting Cynthia. Now, understand that I'm only coming from the place of this lady saying that this is not her. She did not call Milo. She didn't do anything. She didn't even speak about anything until Eva started to slander her. And that's when she said, you know what? Not after everything I've done for you, I'm going to stand up for myself now. The person who called Milo and did all of this, very disgusting. I don't care what happened in friendships. You move on and you carry on. You don't have to spell, the things your friend's going through. The person also the girl who I'm talking about right now, the stylist who did all of that in the comments, yes, of course, she did too much. But I can kind of see if you're being blamed for something you did not do. I can kind of see where and why she snapped, okay? But if she did do this, where she's the one who called Milo and she's lying, of course, terrible, disgusting, all of that. Apparently, someone wrote somewhere that we're going to find out who actually called at the reunion. So I can't wait to see. Okay. What I also want to talk about is Nene. The way how she talks to Tanya as if Tanya is her child. I guess Nene wanted to make that moment about herself and all of that. But Tanya heard what Milo had to say and what Eva's, ex-friend had to say on the phone. But yet Nene is sitting on the information. Like, this is the episode before the finale. When were you going to tell Eva? And so Tanya felt like it was unfair for her to have such information and not share it with Eva. She went and she told Eva what the girl said on the phone with Milo, and Nene just went off at Kandi's event, raising her voice and just talking to her like she's a child. And that's the reason why she's having, maybe off the show, she's good, but on the show, she's having serious friendship issues. Like, you talk down to your friends. It's terrible. If you're not bowing down to her and kissing her, you know what? Nene is so quick to call people sneaky. She's going in on Cynthia Bailey because she thinks Cynthia lied to her, but Kenya coming. But yet Eva said, I'm going to talk to you off camera. The producer said, nah, you need to keep your mic on. She gets to Eva and she doesn't even have the common courtesy or decency to say, oh, by the way, I'm mic'd, and give Eva the option to still talk to her or not. Oh, no. She talked. She said, Eva's gonna kill me. And then she walked over there with her being mic'd, and we could hear the entire conversation. So, Nene, if you're wondering why Eva is upset with you, because Nene said on her YouTube show, I've been nothing but nice to Eva. I brought her on the show. I'm not sure why she's mad at me. She's just trying to find a storyline. She's ganging up on me. Well, Nene, one, you cite in the presence of Milo. You listen to a phone call of people saying nasty things about Eva. You never stop laughing. And you did not leave Milo house and call Eva right away into a meeting and told her. You were waiting to do it on your own time. You did not defend her in front of Milo. Okay, you sat there and kiki. Then she said, I will talk to you because I respect you off camera, no mic. You walk over there with a mic on. So of course, after watching all of this, then you carry on at her wedding. That's why she have an issue with you, Nene. So there's your answer. Eva was just on Kandi YouTube channel. They had a long chat, almost an hour, and they talked about a lot of things. So they're cool. The reason why Eva is cool with Kandi, regardless of what she said, is because Eva knows Kandi intentions. Kandi is now out here trying to slander or ruin anybody. And when she speaks facts. And whatever she talk about, she will also say it to your face. So she talked to Eva about why are you moving from one rental home to the next. She said that to her face. She didn't say that in gossip or nothing. And even on her YouTube channel, she also repeated herself and said the reason why I said that is because you told me you guys were buying a house. So I was wondering why you're going to move to another rental house in between buying your house. Now I get it. People might say, Kandi, what do you care? Leave Eva alone. My thing is, it's the show. They call them into these meetups to have a conversation. They're not going to come to a meeting where they just sit there and it's quiet and it's awkward and it's boring. They have to talk about something. So people need to start taking this show too personal, getting all deep in their feelings and understand Kandi is supposed to ask these questions. Why are you moving from one house to the next? Now, in reality, if my friend is doing the same thing, it's a general question. It's not nothing personal. She didn't insult the girl. She just said, why are you going to move from one rental home, go in an in-between rental home while you build your house? Why can't you just stay where you are? And now we know why Eva can't stay where she is, because then Eva had a lot more to say, and we're going to talk about it in part 2. But that's all of these pictures of Kandi and Eva, together, and basically Eva telling her everything that happened at the wedding and all of that. I just wanted to clarify that, but they're cool. There's no animosity there. And then of course, Riley trying to check Kandi and Todd about having another child. I understand Riley probably babysit 8 sometimes. She's tired of the fact that her mother is gone most of the time. She barely sees her mother. She's tired of the fact that, Mom, you are Kandi Burruss. Like, you got money. Do you have to disappear and go do Big Brother, for weeks where I can't see you? Do you have to go do Broadway? Do you have to go do all of these things, and yet you want to add another child, even though right now I can barely see you? And so I just think that in as much as Riley had valid points, she was getting kind of frisky there, and I was like, you know what, the cameras are here. Kandi probably not trying to check her, but I was like, even at my age, I start getting all feisty and talking to my mom like that, I'll lose her teeth. Talking to my mom like that, it won't be pretty. But I see where she was coming from. But there was a moment where she was going too over the top, and I was just like, okay, girl, that is still your mother. But I see where she's coming from. But you know what, they'll be all right. It'll be all right, and I'm happy for them. Congratulations to them moving forward with, going through a surrogate to have another child, or probably 2. I'm going to add part 2, the receipts in part 2, but Eva X is basically saying, come on, man, I live all the way in California. In as much as I might have some money, do I really have money like that to be jumping on the plane, coming all the way to Atlanta just to find where you live and stand in the bushes, and looking for you? I understand we've had issues, and I've had my own personal demons to deal with, but stop lying on me. I'm not doing any of that. In the moment of him trying to be funny, he insinuated that he was at the wedding. So you can't keep incriminating yourself, but then turn around and cry when things don't go your way. He's see from the pictures, they once had a beautiful relationship, you know, and he's just incriminating himself by these nervous breakdowns he's having on social media and different moments. He's just making her case better for the judge to keep his child away from him through the courts if he just go and seek help and stop with his social media outburst and realize that, you know what, I'm doing this for my child. I don't care how hurt, you know, I am by the things that her mother, you know, has done, and allegedly the lies she told on me to take my daughter away from me and to have my daughter calling another man dad. I have to work on me. Until I'm going to go ahead and end here, my female loves. Thank you all for the love and support. If you are not subscribed to the channel, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Go ahead and leave this video a thumbs up. Also, turn on notifications so when I do post, you're aware that I posted. And I will see you all in the comment section. Remember to always have the God bless attitude, which is being positive at all times and seeing the good in every situation. Have a great day, guys. God bless.